Hey everyone, thank you for coming back to another Transformation Tuesday video with me, Wednesday con Wilma. This week we're going to get into a whole bunch of things like why haven't I been posting? Does that mean that I'm no longer on this wellness journey? As well as some tips that I've been doing in the meantime. And we're also going to get into some other special things of like who I've been working with, all within this video. So if you like what you see, please continue to watch the video, as well as don't forget to like, share, subscribe with your friends, and definitely get to follow me on this wellness journey. And also, as always, thank you for spending some of your day with me. Take care. Hey everyone, so this video is going to cover a few things, but first let's get into the main one, accountability. Where have I been? I've been posting in a few weeks. What's going on? Am I even on this wellness journey? Well, yes, I am. And if you follow me on Instagram, you will know that I am consistently on this thing, doing it. However, in thinking about updates and posting on a weekly basis, I wanted to give this a little bit more thought and not just be like, all right, I'm doing A, B, and C, goodbye, but like really giving things intention and thinking about if I was on the other end and seeing this, what would I want to get from this? So I really took a break to post in the sense of what I'm doing and think about it intentionally. So that's why I haven't posted on the weekly schedule as to my wellness journey, and because progress doesn't go from week to week, you know, things fluctuate in different ways. And so for the sake of not having something to say, I much rather post when there's more things to talk about of substance. So, but yeah, I have been accountable and I have been doing that. I've been also adding another accountability partner who's amazing and keeps me on my toes and helps me out. And she's just an awesome friend who's on her wellness journey as well. So definitely, I'm still committed to this journey. Moving along to the next thing. If you see me looking down, I have notes, so I'm trying to make sure that I touch on everything that I wanted to talk about today. Movement. As of today, I have been 51 days of actively moving. 51 days. And whether it's intentional workouts or just making sure that I'm just not sitting around at the house while I'm working from home, making sure I'm getting up, making sure I'm getting some steps in. 51 days of movement. That is huge. I don't think I've ever really like looked at the type of movement I'm doing or even kept track of that, but since being on this journey, seeing that, right, real numbers, for 51 days you have been actively moving, making sure that you're just not living a sedentary life. That's awesome. So I'm really proud of myself. And so what have I been doing? What type of movements? It's been a mixture. So there's some days where I'll go for walks if time allows it, and also too there's days when I really need it. I really need some sunlight, just like any plant. I need the sun rays, I need social interaction, I need scenery. So definitely I'll go for a walk, or as I call it, my kitty cat stroll. But one thing that I hadn't even really like tied in as I was doing this, I really love dancing as a form of workout. And even before doing this, I remember feeling like I miss dancing, like I miss doing that. And I thought about it in the sense of like going out with friends and being in that environment, but I just miss dancing in the sense of movement, of really enjoying the songs and really getting into that. And so far from doing this journey, dancing has brought me so much joy, and I've looked forward to my workouts, even though I'm gonna be achy afterwards. It really just has brought me so much joy and continues to do so. And I've looped who I used the videos from in my video before, but I dance and work out with Hip Hop Fit from Mike Peel. I love his videos. He's super encouraging. The dance routines are doable. He has modified versions of them. Like I think in one of his videos there was like a dip down, and he was like, if you can't do it, do it this way. And so that's really accommodating and encouraging, because sometimes when you're bigger, a lot of the phobia is, can I even do these movements? Are these suitable for me? And this is if you're thinking about it in a public space. But when you're in the confines of your home, and you're doing this on your own, even then you can kind of really like talk down to yourself and your body and how important that is to just care and love and honor your body where it's at. And I say that with these videos are 30 minutes long, sometimes 40. And when I started, I could only get through 15, and that's okay. That's where my body was at the time. I can finish a 30-minute video. I can do a 40-minute video now. Granted, I'll take my baby breaks. You know, he gives you a cute little second to get some water and catch your breath. But I'm going to be honoring my body and saying, you know what, today I need a moment. I need to take I'm going to pause it. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to get regulated and then go back to it. And just not to be hard on yourself. Like, you're already doing the movement. You're already doing the commitment to it. Understand that you have to literally walk before you run. Because if you don't do it that way, you're going to hurt yourself. And then you're going to counteract any progress you could be. So be gentle with yourself. Honor the body that you're in. Be grateful for the body that you're able to do these movements in. And give yourself patience and space and grace. So yeah, so like I said, I will loop that in. And I am looking forward to making sure that I stay on top of my 4 out of 4 workouts. And my next goal is to add 5, right? Do 5 days of movement. And I also wanted to talk about how I stretch those movements out. I try to do early in the week and I do later on in the weekend. And I've been intentional about saving workouts for the weekend, because sometimes people tend to like just be done, and I would like do all the workout and you're great, right? Monday is a good motivator, it's the beginning of the week, and then you're done, and then Saturday and Sunday it's just a fun for all. And it's like maintaining that consistency and that healthy mindset as well. And also too, I didn't like how when I would do it that way, I would feel like there was too many days off before starting up, and it would just feel like starting all over again. So I normally try to do 2 workouts out the week, and then leave my last 2 workouts for the weekend. So that's what works for me. And I hope that if you've never thought about it that way, that it works out for you as well. And getting into another aspect of what I wanted to cover in this video, and also why I haven't posted. I post on Tuesdays, and for a few weeks, my dietitian appointment was later on in that week. So I wouldn't really have any content to talk about in regards to just like, oh, I had a dietitian appointment, it's coming up, and versus like actually having conversation about the appointment. So I've known this dietitian for a while. She was actually introduced to me from a previous job, and we touched base and we talked, but I really wasn't in a space to receive like the help that she was willing to give. And so when I got this new job that I'm currently at, I was really adamant about like a holistic, all over health approach when it comes to this wellness journey. And I immediately thought about her because I loved how she did things. Even if I wasn't there to like internalize things, there were some things, the remnants of like what we talked about that really like felt good with me. And so her name is Dalina Soto. She is a super dope chick, dietitian, intelligent, and very like empathetic, like very caring and understanding of the effects of what diet culture does to society and people, and women, and or whatever pronoun that you use and are comfortable with, because it isn't just something that's a stigmatized of women. It's everyone who isn't quote unquote the aesthetically pleasing look. And she really asked some really poignant questions that I don't think I've ever really thought about. And like I said before, her whole thing is like going against diet culture. Like, if we're going to talk about things that you want to incorporate in your life, that doesn't mean that you just eliminate everything and then you're eating meals that make you cry. She's very big on like eating meals that are well thought out, well tasting, and all while giving you food for thought, in the sense of like, what are you eating? How does that make you feel? Why are you associating guilt to your food? And having those conversations. And like on the second appointment, when you do the one-on-ones with her, she gives you some resources and some tools. And one of the tools and the questions that she geared the conversation with was whether dieting has ever interfered with my life. And I never really thought about that in a sense, because I don't think I've ever been on a diet, like legitimately I'm cutting this out, things like that, only because I've never really had the education to do that. So I don't think I would ever like just deem myself on a diet in that way. But in regards of how diet culture works, yeah, I have in some sense, like whether I would try to curtail how much I would eat, what I would eat, replacing certain things, and or not even that, just like how we talk about food, right? Good food versus bad food. Like, what are we saying about these things? And resisting those things, or cheat meals. Like, what do you mean a cheat meal? Like, what are you cheating on? Like, what? Like, those things just make no sense to me. And also just like how dieting has impacted or interfered with my life. Like, as a bigger kid, I remember sitting in physician's office with my mom and having those conversations of like BMI and like where I should be and why I'm not there, and having no regard for like our cultural background, the foods that we eat, our economic status. You know, my mom wasn't going to be able to buy these things that wouldn't sustain themselves, and also she was also feeding a family on top of everything else that she was doing, and she's not going to make like 3 to 4 different meals. It was going to be, we're eating rice and beans and chicken, and that's dinner. Or how they would give her tips on how to curb appetites. Like, I was 7. Like, what do you say talking about curbing a 7-year-old's appetite? And so like these things that I can recall on vividly are what we're getting into and what we're talking about. So it's kind of like food association therapy that like you normally, I don't think, would get with a dietitian, as I've sat in other dietitians' office and we just really talked about like calories and portions and things of that nature. So she really does give a lot in these sessions, and I'm gonna link her Instagram as well, and her website if you're interested. She's based out of Philadelphia, but I know she does other work with other people from other states. Things may have changed, so there's certain things she can do regarding state requirements, but she's a really great resource, and that I would definitely recommend to anyone who's willing to go on this journey and talk to someone who's culturally competent, who understands that diet culture is not the way for you, and who really wants to see you succeed, just basis off the fact that like she wants you to be comfortable in your skin and in your body, and really give you these positive affirmations and tools that you can use throughout your life. So guys, that's what's been happening within the last few weeks of my wellness journey. I've been keeping myself accountable, whether or not it's not been through these videos. I have been very still actively moving, and I have now finally added the dietitian piece of my wellness journey. And so look forward to other videos from me, and where I can give you some more tips and pieces of how this is going. And let's see each other healthier and our better versions in the next video. See you soon.